Hey, this is Mike. Welcome. Well, today let's talk about writing on a dry erase board. A lot of people use dry erase boards to write out key components of things they're doing on video. It could be in a webinar, it could be a video sales page, just on a regular web page, a blog, maybe something they post on Facebook or some other social media site. Using marker boards is a great way to get some key points across, but when you do that, they typically come out looking like this. You know, the lines aren't straight, the columns aren't justified and line up, just kind of sloppy looking. I'm going to show you a technique that I use sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I use this to help clean things up and make a little bit cleaner presentation with a marker board. For the next 20 seconds, just watch what I write on this board. It doesn't matter what it is, that's not important, but just watch what I write on the board, and when we're done, I'll show you what you didn't see behind the scenes that helped me do this. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, well, as I write this on the board, one thing that you can notice is all of the lines, the words, the sentences I put up here, they're almost perfectly horizontal, which wasn't the case in the first board that I showed you. And as I begin to fill this in with the names of these 7 states, you'll notice that as I go down, not only are my line spacings almost perfect, and the words are going straight across the board, but my columns are evenly justified. See how nice and neat my columns show up there? And I'm going to show you how I did this in just a second. But once I get this done, now you can see that this shows up much better. It looks much more professional than the first board that I showed you. Everything is aligned and it looks a lot better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I did that. I'm going to zoom way in. I've turned my studio lights off. And what you can notice is some lines going across. That's just sewing thread. It's white sewing thread. I've used Scotch tape to tape it on my board ahead of time. And when I do that, you can see actually the line you're seeing is the shadow of the string, not the string pretty much. But as I do that, you can see the pieces of tape and the pieces of string that gave me a grid work to use. So what I did here in this clip is I replaced the white thread, sewing thread, with black thread so you could see what I saw as I was writing this on the board. You may not use this every time that you make a video, you may never use it, but keep it in your toolkit because someday you'll probably come up with a situation in a video where you'd like to have a nice, clean, organized looking marker board behind you that you've written on in front of your crew. And another thing you can do also is, and you noticed in this video I did this, is if you have to have your back to the camera, which is not good, but if you have to have your back to the camera and you're writing on a marker board, when you play it back in your editing suite, if you're using ScreenFlow or Camtasia or Adobe Premiere Pro, After Effects, whatever, you can speed it up and take a video that lasted 30 seconds of you writing and speed it up by 100% or 200% or something so it goes much faster and it'll help to keep your viewers' attention. So keep that in mind. Maybe you'll use it someday, okay? I hope so. Click on the link in the description below this video and get my Tube Mastery Studio 10-part video series. It'll show you how to make better YouTube videos that can earn you more money.